Hi, I have a set of questions for you. Since non-communicable diseases have been on a phenomenal growth rate in India, according to you, since you deal in such areas, what can be done to curb or prevent such diseases or conditions?
So, we live in a country where about 65% of all preventable deaths are attributed to non communicable diseases, like you said. We are becoming the diabetes capital. Our women out of the developing world rank the highest in the rates of anemia and malnutrition. Um, for a very long time, we've been a country that relies on two practices of healthcare. Either it's Ayurveda, which unfortunately slightly has lost context because I don't think it's been updated and contextualized to today's life and lifestyle. And the second is the age old hospitals, which lack a holistic approach or a whole person approach simply because the doctor patient ratio is so off. Right, so if there is a solution that brings in, of course, the doctors at the forefront, um, combined with practitioners who deal in lifestyle management, say a clinical nutritionist or a lifestyle management expert or a stress management expert, which is like a psychologist or a therapist, and they sit together to say, this is the patient, this is what the blood work looks like, this is the history, this is the corroborative medical evidence, so what can be done now? And maybe one of them takes a lead, talks to the four of them, communicates this with the patient and handholds them for some time till they are able to set their disease in remission, right? Because non-communicable diseases never vanish. It's not like a fever that will go away. They stay for life, and the only way to live with them and not live with adverse effects of them later on is to manage them, and that management cannot happen with medication alone. They arose because of your lifestyle, right? And all the aspects of it, whether it's stress or sleep or circadian rhythm or nutrition or activity levels or stress levels or your social environment or your family environment, financial stresses, so all of them have to be tackled at some level. That is, I think, the only approach that we require.
Okay. Perfectly put. And I have another question for you. Since we have doctors, nurses, and all the necessary stuff in a hospital, why do you think lifestyle management? Why do you think that is required in the country or in the hospital setup? What's your take on that?
Right. So, like I said, any non-communicable disease is colloquially called a lifestyle disorder, which means that it arose because
Can you define that a bit?
sure, which means that it arose because of your lifestyle. Lifestyle is sometimes misunderstood as my diet, which is what I eat, and my activity, which is how much exercise do I put in. And that's an oversimplified approach, maybe because it's easy for people to understand these two terms. But lifestyle essentially is how I live my life in 24 hours. So it comprises of all the things that I do and all the things that I don't do. So it's essentially very habit based. A lot of times I get the argument that, oh, our ancestors lived this way and ghar ka khana is best, but this is not required because it wasn't required in my previous generation. Well, the world has changed. Facts and data suggest that lifespan in the previous generation was hardly 50 years. The world has changed, lives have changed, the environment has changed, what we use in terms of right from beauty products to kitchen products, everything has changed. The air we breathe has changed, and with that, the medical practices or the disease management practices also need to be changed and updated and contextualized. Often, of course, there is a set of practices that is universal for everyone, right? Like a diabetes medication or say hydration, very basic. But beyond that, there is a need for a personalized lifestyle intervention only because it's your lifestyle that got you here. Your disease is not going to be set in remission. It's likely that they usually come in a 1+1 offer. So if you have one lifestyle disorder, you're likely to develop another. So it's best if you put this disease in remission simultaneously while you work on preventing the next that's standing in line to get at you, which is why a holistic practice, which is other than just visiting a doctor, which of course very very important, and getting your blood work and getting your medication, practitioners that can help you manage aspects of your lifestyle, whether it's one person or it's a collective group of experts, is extremely important. If you have the resources and if you have an understanding of the subject, that is short one approach that everybody needs to take, because there is no other way out, unfortunately.
All right.